Barbara Chase, a member of Montclair Seniors Citizens Advisory Committee, and today we are interviewing Samuel, better known as Sam, Debnam. We're going to get to know a little bit more about Sam. How are you today, Sam?
I'm fine.
Tell me, where were you born and when?
I was born in Bloomfield, New Jersey, back in 1921, and I moved to Montclair when I was 15 years old. And
Why was the move to Montclair?
my parents were fortunate to get a house, so we moved to Montclair.
Okay. Well, you told me that you're retired.
Yes.
So you want to tell me something about your career, what you did throughout your work life?
Yes, after graduation, I worked a while. Then I enlisted in the Army Signal Corps because the war was beginning to start. I served I was transferred to the Air Force, and I served as a propeller and instrument specialist. From there, I didn't go. I was stateside. I served mostly in Florida. I came out of service in 1945. I married Maurice Smith at that time, and we started a catering business. And I worked. When I was in the service, I got interested in instruments, so I took they offered a watchmaking course on base, which I took.
On the Army base?
On the Army base. Mm-hmm. And then I took my first watch apart in Boca Raton Army base. And I took my last watch apart yesterday, so I've been doing it for a number of years, about 75 years, I guess.
So you're still doing watch repair?
Still doing watch repair.
Wonderful.
And in the meantime, we started a catering business. My wife, my sons and grandsons, and a lot of friends, and we did an awful lot of catering in Essex County and Montclair, weddings and parties and things like that for good friends.
It was a family business?
Families and many friends. We've had as many as 3 weddings a day, and we served as many as 300 people at one time.
That's big business. What about community activities, Sam? Are you involved? You've been involved in organizations or clubs or anything in the community?
In my lifetime, when I was younger, I was superintendent of Sunday school at St. Paul Baptist Church, also a choir member. I was also, in the early 50s, I was a member of the committee of management of the YMCA. I served, I was as the chairman of the committee for entertainment there. From there, later on, I was working for Hinkey's for 25 years, jewelry store, one of the older ones.
Hinkey's was the big jewelry store.
That was the big one. Mm-hmm. And I was selected to be the first black member of the Montclair Kiwanis Club, for which many years later I was the first president of the Montclair Kiwanis Club. My other activities, I'm also a member of Eureka 52 Lodge for 53 years. I'm a member of the American Legion Post 251. I'm also a lifetime member, my wife and I, of the NAACP. And the Dewdrop Inn, of course, I'm a member. And the Friends of New Jersey, I'm a member. We all did, most of these were for community service.
You have been very busy, very active, and I'm sure very constructive in the town. Tell me about volunteer work. What, besides the things that you just mentioned, your memberships, did you do anything only as a volunteer, temporary, short term?
most of Kiwanis they did volunteer. We did Salvation Army during Christmas time. We shook the bells and things like that for the Salvation Army. Anybody that called on us. The American Legion Post is also volunteers. They try to help children with scholarships, and of course, you know what the NCP does. But that's volunteers. One of the things that make Montclair great.
American Legion still doing those.
Yes,
types
they
of
open
things
their
in town?
doors during the winter for the homeless at one time, and they're also available for. They have a little place in Montclair that's been there for years, and they're available for anybody that needs help. Just let us know.
Okay. Now, would you like to share some of the important lessons that you feel that you've learned over your life that have been meaningful?
Yes, sharing. Um, I'd like to uh, encourage or try to tell the parents and grandparents of these young people out here to try to get an education. That is very important. But if you cannot go to college, please take a trade. Plumbers, carpenters, landscapers. There's more grass in Montclair than anywhere in the world, I believe. And there's money to be made, but do not just let your children and grandchildren stay on the streets and have nothing to do even after they graduate from high school. I love bracelets, but I get sick when I see bracelets with chains between them on my young men and women's arms, and they can't see the bracelets because they're handcuffs. That hurts me to my heart. I would hope that we could stress education, trades, and anything to keep the young people out of trouble. And don't try. If you cannot go to college, there's Essex County College you can go to. There are all kind of trade schools. Please let us try to get our young people straight on the straight and narrow, and not with the handcuffs, the bracelets behind their back.
Maybe one day we'll be looking at free college for our high school graduates in this state.
That would be nice if they'll go.
That would be nice. Okay, and what is your mantra of life?
Do unto others as you'd have others do unto you.
That incorporates a lot.
Yes. I mean, and if you can't say something good about somebody, don't say anything. It's much better that way. Try to always say something good about everybody.
That's very, very timely comment.
Do you have time for one of my jokes?
I think we do. Yes.
I also believe that music and jokes and laughter are the key to longevity, long life. One of my favorite stories, if I may tell it, is about the old man that was 96 years old that asked his friend to be the best man at his wedding. So his friend said, "Who are you going to marry?" He said, "I have an 18-year-old girl that loves me, and I love her." The friend said, "Look, mister, you're my friend. This wedding is not going to work. As soon as you get married, there's going to be a funeral. I don't care. I love her. She loves me." He said, "But there will be a funeral, I'm sure. As soon as you get married, you might as well use the same caterer that does the wedding reception as a, save the food for the repast because you're not. There will be a funeral." The old man said, "Look, I love her. She loves me. And if she dies, she dies."
That's a good one. That was a good one. Thank you for giving me a good laugh this morning, Sam. And one final question. Do you have any specific, exciting plans for the future in Montclair? What is it that you plan to be doing in Montclair?
At 96 years old, when my wife is 93, we have been married 72 years.
Congratulations.
And my plans are now to try to find ways just to pay my taxes and live out a good life and try to do for my kids, grandkids, and great grandkids all that I can do. And for anybody in Montclair that we can help or in the vicinity, just let us know and we can try to be of some assistance.
That's wonderful. And Sam, thank you so much for your time today and for sharing your wonderful, exciting, and very productive life with us.
It's my pleasure, and I hope that I'll be here in the next 5 years and do this again.